Hey there, in this video, we're going to look at what we call the contextual taskbar in Photoshop. So it's a pretty new feature in Photoshop. It was introduced in 2023. In the fundamental course, we kind of avoided talking about it, even though I went through it a bit, but then we kind of avoided using it most of the time because I was hoping to kind of talk more about it in this advanced course. Okay, so this is the contextual taskbar. It's this little bar here that appears whenever you open a new project, okay, or whenever you start a new project. So if you can't see the contextual taskbar, just go to Windows, then come here and then activate it here. Okay, so if I deactivate it, we see that the contextual taskbar disappears. Okay, so we can activate and deactivate the contextual taskbar from our Windows menu. Okay, and then this is a normal A4 project in the landscape mode. Okay, so you can go ahead and create a new project with the required settings. So this is the contextual taskbar, and then what it does is it gives us options based on the context of what we are currently doing, okay, or what we currently have selected. So right now we see that this is a new project and it's an empty project, and basically what the contextual taskbar is telling us is to import an image. Okay, so the only option it's giving us here is to import an image, and we can actually move this bar around with this. So we can click here and then just move it to any position we want, and then we can also come here and then show more properties, and it's going to highlight the properties panel, okay, and it's just going to show us more details about our canvas, okay, which is empty at this moment. And we can hide the bar. Okay, so if we want to activate it again, we just have to come to Windows, then contextual taskbar, and we can reset its position. Let's say we move it, say, to this point or to this position. We can just reset its position. Sorry, we can just reset its position. Okay, perfect. And now let's import an image. So we can just click and to import an image, and back in our folder on workflow and shortcuts, I'm just going to select this image, this particular image, okay, and place. So it's going to place our image in our project. Okay, after placing our image, we can see that the contextual taskbar gives us new options. Okay, so it has recognized our image and it's asking us to select subject, or to remove background, or to transform our image. If we hit transform, we can see that it's giving us options to flip horizontal, flip vertical, and then if you are okay with what you have, you can just hit done or cancel. So I just hit Ctrl Z to undo our transform. So we can see that these are the options our contextual taskbar gives us, and we can even add an adjustment layer with this. Okay, so basically these are the options it gives us when we open our new image. So let's just select our subject. We'll select subject, and we'll then see that our contextual taskbar selects our subject brilliantly. Okay, we can see that it now gives us newer options. We can generate fill, we can kind of modify our selection, we can invert our selection, we can create mask from our selection, we can kind of fill our selection, but we see that this option is grayed out, and that's because our layer is a smart object. Okay, so if we kind of rasterize this layer right now, we see that we'll be able to fill in our selection. Okay, and we can create adjustments and do a whole lot of things. Now for this generate fill, it's an AI feature, and we have a whole module dedicated to the new AI features available in Photoshop. So we are not going to talk about generate fill right now. You can just click here to kind of transform our selection, or to select and mask. Okay, so if we select and mask, it's going to bring up this window for us, so we can do our refinement, okay, like we learned in the fundamental course, right? So we can increase the radius, we can activate smart radius, we can feather, we can smooth, we can shift edge, and if we are okay with what we have, just hit OK, right? So it also gives us different options based on the particular type of layer we select. So let's assume we create a new shape layer. Okay, we can see that it really doesn't give us any options when we are working with our shape layer, right? Except if we kind of activate our transform, it's asking us to flip horizontal or vertical. Okay, so basically these are the few features it gives us when we are working with a shape layer. So let's try creating a new layer, an empty layer. We can see that on an empty layer, it also gives us the same options it gives us with this guy. Okay, so depending on the particular layer, if it's a smart object, it gives us different options. If it's a normal layer, it gives us different options. If it's an image, it gives us different options, right? And of course, if it's an empty project, like what we have now, it gives us different options. So that's why it's called the contextual taskbar, because it gives us options and the ability to perform tasks based on the context. Okay, so from now on, we'll kind of use the contextual taskbar more and more in our work to speed up our workflow. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you in the next one.
Hey, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We post new videos every week covering topics in the fields of graphic design and illustration, motion graphics and video, branding, and more. If you want to support us and get access to exclusive benefits such as the project files we use in our classes, a live chat with us, shoutouts, and more, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and the link to our Patreon page is in the description below. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you can check out the complete course, of which this episode is a part of. And in the complete course, you get access to more than 10 hours of video lessons, project files and resources, class exercises, a Q&A section, a certificate of completion, and more. You can get the course for a special discount by using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.